on, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of the Power Hour. And I'm here with none other than the head coach of the Texas A&M-Texarkana Eagles, Coach Ryan Wall. What's going on, Coach Wall? How you doing, man?
How we doing? Good. I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you joining me, man. So just go ahead and kind of introduce yourself to everybody who may not know who you are.
Okay. My name is Ryan Wall. I'm from Dallas-Fort Worth area. Went to Coppell High School, graduated in 2003. After that, I went to University of New Mexico for 2 years, played ball there. A lot of people don't know I played with Danny Granger, who was a really good basketball player.
Yeah.
Obviously played for the Indiana Pacers for a minute. Then transferred to TCU, finished in 2008, and got my master's there, and also met my wife. And the rest is history. After that, I went to be a graduate assistant at University of South Alabama. Then went to be assistant at Ranger Junior College, about an hour west of Fort Worth. Then went down to San Antonio for 6 years and had a pretty good run. Had a lot of good players. We're trying to continue to get players like we did have. We got to Elite Eight twice, went to the Sweet 16 twice. We've been to the national tournament with this group. KP was one of them. Connor was one of them, still on the team. And we're just going to continue to try to get to that level of play here at A&M-Texarkana.
So you say you were a player, and kind of talk about your playing days. I know you said you played at TCU, played with Danny Granger. Kind of talk about your days. What do you remember about your playing days specifically?
It's a lot different back in the day than it is now. It was a lot different with coaching and how coaches were addressed and players were addressed. It was a lot tougher, but I had a lot of fun. And that's the only reason why I got to play is because I was, barely 6 foot and couldn't dunk, so.
Well, I did see this one specific video clip of you hitting the game winner, I think against...
It was against New Mexico.
Okay.
It's in foul. Eby finds Wall in the corner. Got it! Ryan Wall with his first bucket of the game. Could be a game winner for TCU.
At times winding down, you and I both looking at each other. Eby's got to go. He drives in, the kick. Wide open in the corner. Ryan Wall drains the shot.
Kind of talk about that moment. How, didn't you go to New Mexico as well?
I did.
Okay, so you come in maybe, a year, 2 years later and hitting the game winner against your former team. Kind of talk about that moment. Was it a surreal moment, or, was it just kind of like, oh, I'm Mr. Big Shot?
No, it was good. Not only to win the game, but it just happened to be against New Mexico. Yeah. And at the time, it wasn't my former coach, who's now at Liberty, but it was Steve Alford and his group, and they won the league the year before and the year after. And he tells me today that that game was one to keep him from 3 rings in a row.
Wow.
Because they were on the verge of winning the conference again that time. But it's always nice to make big shots, but ultimately it's winning the game.
For sure, it's all about the team.
Yeah.
But you did your part. So
yeah.
That's all that matters. Now, kind of fast forward to current day. You're head coach here at A&M. This is your fourth year, and you guys are balling to start this season. Now you've lost 2 or 3 games?
3 games.
3 games, not bad. A handful of them, but majority of them. So kind of talk about this season. How's it going so far for you, in your opinion? I know you probably think we could do a lot better, but what's your opinion, Coach?
Yeah, we're 4-2 in league. Beat Shreveport, who is 18th in the country. We're currently receiving votes, which is the top 30 in the country. We're 10-3 overall. We've been on the road. We've had a pretty tough schedule. I think the guys have been doing a great job so far. We always got to continue to get better. But we're chipping away. We'll start back up here next week, back in conference. And, this is probably the second best league in the country, in my opinion. So we have typically 3 to 4 teams that actually get to the national tournament every year. Last year, we should have took care of business. We lost in the first round, but we were 23rd in the country going into the league. But we didn't take care of our business in the conference tournament. If we would have won 1 or 2 games, we'd have been back in the conference or national tournament. So we just got to continue to grow and chip away. As everybody knows, it's a long season. Come January, February, you got to be peaking. You got to be playing your best. You got to be consistent, and that's kind of our thing right now is just figuring out consistency.
So kind of talk about some of the guys that you have on your team. And I know everybody from Texarkana knows about Connor, and I know people know about Kobe, who is one of your returning starters from last season and one of your most dominant players, maybe on your team for sure, in my opinion. You see more of the guys, so you have a better aspect of it. But just kind of talk about some of the guys that make up this team and all that good stuff, Coach.
Yeah, like you stated, Connor, they call him the Iron Eagle for a reason.
Yeah.
He's an everyday guy. I know what I'm going to expect from him. Super solid. He actually plays the 4 and 5 for me at 6'3", but he's tough as nails. His career, he's probably around 50. Last year, he shot 51% from 3. A lot of people can't do that from the field.
Absolutely not.
So
some of the free throw line.
Yeah, some people barely do it on free throw line. But he does. He shoots the piss out of it. And Kobe, you talked about. He's been with me 3 years.
Yeah.
He's an All-American. 2 years ago, he had 22 and 11. A couple of games ago at 5. He says he's 5'9". KP, you're probably 5'8" if you watch this. At best.
He's watching.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's when it comes game day, I always say when the popcorn's popping, he's ready to go. So he's super competitive on game day. He guards you 94 feet. He's our best on-ball defender, and he gets after it. He's a big shot. He's taking a lot. He's like Michael Jordan. It doesn't phase him on last-second shots or anything. It's still pressure to him. He's a big part of our program. And then Traylon Spencer, who was here at break last year, so he played half the season. I think he's the best big in the league by far. He had 31 and 11 last game. If he keeps going the route he's going and approaching the game, slightly different, but with a pro mindset, he's got a chance to have a professional career as long as he wants. But that's totally up to him.
Yeah.
But he's really good. We try to do a lot of stuff through him. We got Damani Whitlock, who we were talking about earlier, who's now on Last Chance U. If you haven't seen Last Chance U, he did a great job at ELAC. Those coaches helped me recruit him over here. He's a really good point guard. He's tough as nails. He does everything you need to. Yes or no, sir. Works hard. And we got a lot of other guys, coming through that are a piece of this, and that's kind of the main part, I guess you could say. But we're still working on trying to get deep. The way we play is we gotta have a deep bench.
So what do you think you guys must improve on over the next few weeks and the next couple months leading up to the conference tournament and to the national tournament? What do you think you guys must improve on to try to make a run towards maybe winning a conference title and hopefully making a run at the national tournament as well?
Consistency, getting better every day. Just a baby step, if it's just a baby step in the right direction. But that and toughness overall, because that's how I like to play. I like to be the tougher team, and we hang our hat every day on being the tougher team. So those little 6 to 8-0 runs that people need a timeout or a foul or need to stop the game, we're tough enough to continue to play through that. And so, that's what we're about, and we continue to do. But that's probably would be the main thing, would be consistency and toughness.
One of the last questions I will have for you, Coach, is kind of talk about your personal journey. Not even more so about your journey, but kind of talk about what is your motivation? What has been your motivation along this journey as a player, as a coach? Kind of talk about what has fueled the fire for you to get up and do this thing every single day for what is it, 14 years or something like that?
Yeah, it's a little over 10 years that we've done professionally. Yeah. Been in college basketball for almost 20. So, it's just amazing what a rubber basketball can do for an individual. It's taken me around the world. It's given me plenty of opportunities to experience different cultures, different way of life, and be a part of something bigger than myself. So this is what fuels me the most, is actually seeing these young men develop into men. Even though I get a lot of transfers, I don't get a lot of freshmen. They're older, but it's still a true blessing to see an individual start when you get them to where he ends up when you're done. Especially the ones that stick with me. Yeah. Every year we have guys that leave and do that, but the guys that stick with me throughout the whole process, it's rewarding to see them walk the stage for the first generation guys. I love that. I love building a relationship that lasts past them playing for me. It's not everybody.
Right.
I mean, I get it.
Of course.
I know I'm not for everybody. But the ones that are truly want to have a relationship, that's awesome. Like one of my former players just had his second kid. Seeing the next generation of youth of my kids having kids.
Right, of course. Yeah.
And so just getting up every day and doing something that betters these dudes' lives in the right direction is my fuel. And then hopefully within that, obviously I want to win a lot of games. But I think those go hand in hand. I think if you take care of your players and you truly got their best interests at heart and you're for them, they'll play as the best and as hard as they can every day. And so that formula, I think, fits with winning.
What are some of your aspirations and your goals? I know you probably achieved some of them making it to the collegiate level as a coach, but kind of talk about what are some of your higher aspirations outside of, doing this right here?
And in the professional setting?
Yes, sir.
Just continue to grow and get better. Always want to better my program as far as financially. So that's the biggest one, is taking care of these kids more.
Yeah.
Feed them more often, because, these kids, some of them don't come from a good setting, and some of them don't have food. So the more money I can get, the better they become, because they can eat, fuel their body, which then in return plays basketball, and then you can win games as well as get motivated and have energy and stuff to fuel the day to go to school. But financially, I'm always trying to better this place, scholarship money. But I just want to continue to do what we do every day, is to grow, get these kids tougher, grow them up as young men that will be great citizens after college and preparing for life. That's my goal, is to try to do my best to prepare them for that. And again, my business is all about wins and losses, unfortunately. So at the end of the day, it's a business.
Right.
So we got to win. Otherwise, I don't have a job. But I think we work well together. I think these guys and myself are both for each other. And I think with that recipe and the players we got, because we got a bunch of good dudes, as you can tell so far, we're 10-3. So do I want to be 13-0? Yes, sir.
Of course.
Are we always up and downs? Yes. But there's more to good times than bads, and that's how life is.
Absolutely.
Life is not always going to go your way.
Yep.
So we just kind of continue to try to prepare every day and give it the best shot we got.
I would be remiss if I let you get out of here without making this note. You're the swaggiest coach in all of college basketball. I don't care what level it is. You're the swaggiest coach there is, with the Blazers, the suit combination. We even saw my partner pointed out the Dior ones that you have.
Yeah.
You don't think that you can get those too many places around here.
I got lucky. A buddy of mine had a plug for him. So we try to keep the heat on the feet and, everything on the back.
Well, we know who to hit up if we want the heat. Coach, we appreciate you for joining us, man. Good luck to you the rest of the season. I'll let you get to practice.
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time, and everybody come out to the games.
Yes, sir. All right. See you later, y'all. Take it easy.
See ya.